Okay, so obviously, the big news is Diego Sanchez's coach, Joshua Fabia, taking a lot of heat for that, performance against Pajeda. Ariels went out and interviewed him. Luke Thomas interviewed him. I listened to both of those interviews, and it's very interesting stuff. I don't really know what to think of it, to be honest, but it's just really interesting. I don't know, just like deep kind of stuff with the healing and the movement and the breathing, and it all can apply to fighting if you look deeper into it, and see what are the benefits of focusing on those kind of things during an MMA fight. It's just I feel where the skepticism comes in is like, where's your expertise in any kind of jiu-jitsu, wrestling, fighting, striking? Like, do you have any kind of expertise in any of these things? And you don't necessarily have to be an expert to be a coach, but do you have any experience? Have you ever coached somebody through fighting a high level mixed martial arts fight? And obviously, Diego's style has changed, and that's not necessarily for the worst. He used to be a hard on his sleeve, savage type of guy where he got in there and scrapped, and he was in scrambles, and he was in some crazy exchanges and fighting his heart out. And now his style's changed, and he's kind of moving with his hands out like this, and avoiding a little bit, and you could say his defense is a little bit better, which is which is a good thing. You don't want to take too much damage. He's taken a lot of damage in his career. And that's and this is separate talk from the actual situation in the fight where he was opting to take the DQ win over continuing to fight. There's two different sides to this. As a fighter, I go both ways. I mean, the one part that I didn't like as a fighter and a fighter's mentality is when Diego asked the ref, hey, if I stop fighting now, is it a DQ? It just kind of showed that he was trying to figure out how to get out of there and get a win when knowing he was in trouble and losing a fight. Instead of wanting to come back and win the fight, by landing a big shot, submitting Pieta, something, that was him, in his control. He kind of was like, well, this is my chance to get a quick victory when I'm clearly losing this fight, and I want to know if I stop fighting that I get a victory and I get two paychecks. Now, that's the fighter side of things. That's strictly looking at it as fighter mentality, being in there, wanting to win, integrity, stuff like that. But when it comes to what we do as a whole, and the fact that we get paid show money, win money, the fact that Pieta was the one to throw the illegal technique, Pieta was the one to mess up in the fight, Pieta was the one to cut Diego's forehead and cause damage to Diego, and put that position in place in the first place, to give the opportunity for Diego to, say, listen, I'm hurt. I'm not going to continue fighting. It was an illegal technique. If it's illegal, then why should I have to continue and put myself at further risk and further harm? And I get that, and that's the rules of the game. And Dana White has come out and said, listen, if you're kicked in the nuts, if you're fucking, poked in the eye, if you're, illegally struck and you're hurt from that, I don't expect you to continue ever, and I don't look down upon you not continuing. And I think that's great. I think that's good for the sport. It makes sense. It's just the problem is that I wonder, like, if we just got a flat rate of pay, would guys ever look for a way out? Like, not that we should think, oh, you should continue, you're a fighter, like you got to continue, man. Like, no, he's got a fucking cut on his head, And, it wasn't his fault. It was the other guy's fault. I get it. It should be a DQ. But it's one of those things that's weird, too, because if you look at the fight as a whole, like, Pereira's clearly winning the fight, first and second round. Now they're in the third round and this happens. It's like, man, he did all that work, and because he made a mistake, he loses the whole entire fight as a whole. I don't know. I don't really know how to look at it. There's many different perspectives and sides to look at it, but nonetheless, you cannot blame Diego. I mean, the proof's in the pudding. The guy's been in there with so many legends, 145, 155, 170, 185. The guy's fought all over the place, different weight classes. He's fought as the smaller guy, willing to step in there with the bigger guy. So you can't question his balls, But in that moment, we all know what the reality is. We all know what happened. It was clear cut, the fact that, he was asking, if I opt out, can I get a DQ? And then once he kind of had rational thinking, he realized, like, ooh, like, I'm losing this fight and I can get a quick win right here, so I can't see and I'm hurt. No, I'm not going to fight anymore. It seemed clear that that's how it was. But, it's on Pereira, man. It's on you if you throw an illegal technique and it stops the fight. It's really not on the fighter that got hit. So I don't know. Let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section. Give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel. I appreciate it. I'm going to try to do more of these short videos more often where I kind of just touch up on current events or new matchups that come up or, something like that. I feel like the attention spans are shorter. It's better to get quick videos in. People don't want to sit around for 40 minutes watching some shit. So, hey, give me a thumbs up on that, baby. Boom.